welcome back to The Organized Author. I'm Lucinda, and I just got finished dropping off a book or returning a book to my favorite library. That's a great way to start off the 2015 season with my very first series for this year, and it's called Writing a Book, Here's How. The first video will be about getting organized, so let's get started. Okay, everything I'm going to talk about in this series comes from my book called Writing Your First Book, a how-to guide for first-time authors, plus some things that I've learned since I wrote it. And you can get this book at madebymepublications.com. And I think the first thing that you need to do if you're going to try to be an author or to continue to be one and be successful at it is to ask yourself some questions that have to do with the big picture. So first, why are you writing books? Why do you want to be an author? And second, how does that fit in with the rest of your life and what you want to accomplish in your lifetime? And so at madebymepublications.com, I have a worksheet that you can download, and it's called Organizing Your Life for Authorship Worksheet. And on this worksheet, you'll start with that first question, or actually the second question, the big picture. What do you want your life to look like? At the end, what do you want to have accomplished, or what do you feel like you were born to be or to do? And so the first thing on here is the bucket list. And I feel like if you can look at your bucket list, it's a little bit more positive sounding than your obituary that would be written everything you did in your life. But it'll drive you to all those things that you want to do. For instance, if you want to travel the world and you've not done that yet. If you want to go on a mission trip in a remote part of the world, which I would like to do, is on my bucket list, and you put that on there. And so just saying that one day I want to do something doesn't make it happen. So you want to put it on this list and say, okay, this is what I want my life to look like at the end. And then the next thing is 10 years from now, 5 years from now, and within the next 2 years. So you're going to take the things on your bucket list and you're going to break them down to decide what's important for me to do in the next 2 years, what can wait to the next 5 years, and what can wait to the next 10. So for instance, my son has graduated from high school. He's in Brazil as an exchange student, and he's going to college this fall. And so there's my time to do certain things with him are coming to an end. So that's going to be part of my the next 2 years. But maybe the European cruise can wait for 5 years. And that'll kind of drive you to what you want to do next. And so I'm going to take you now to look at my vision board, which is the next step that you want to do. You want to look at your whole life, everything you've written down on this page, and you want to create some type of visualization that reminds you and drives you to what you want to accomplish. So let's go there. Now here is my vision, mission, action board, and you can see the different categories of my life. I have ministry, because I minister to women, and through a small group through our church, my husband and I do. Also, I'm an author and publisher, so you see books on there. Music and ministry, because I sing and I want to do more of that, more of it along the lines of ministry. Family, because my family is very important to me. Travel, I want to see other parts of the world and do mission work. And you see ministry everywhere. I feel like ministry is part of every aspect of my life. And so I put some different things on here to display those different aspects. So you see a globe there, because that has to do with teaching the world about writing and self-publishing, which I do through Made by Me Publications. And a little postcard there I created with all of my contact information and shows information about my YouTube channel. You see some book signing people there at an activity for a book signing, and some people taking pictures of someone talking about their book. There's pictures of a cruise ship, because I want to go on a European cruise. I've been on an Alaskan cruise. Different parts of Europe. More public speaking with larger audiences. You see that. And course music. And I'm going to start a separate YouTube channel that has to do with music. And then family. I have a separate one that I'll talk to you about a little later on another video that has more to do with my kids and family. But this is reflecting my husband and our relationship and growing old together, because I really want to be able to grow old together and celebrate life with my husband. So that's my vision, mission, action board that is just showing the big picture of what all I want to do in my life. So now that you've got your big vision board and and you've decided what you know you need to do in the next couple of years, and maybe the book is part of that. Some books take longer than 2 years. It may take 5 depending on research, and we'll talk about that later on in the series. But if you know that you've got some things you need to do toward accomplishing that book in the next couple of years, then the next thing on the worksheet says things to say no to this year. So if you're going to add something else to your life and your life is very busy, then you probably have to let something else go. Maybe there's an organization you can wait and participate in later. Maybe there's just some things you do every day, maybe watching several different television shows. Maybe you can let go of a couple of them. Whatever you need to do to say no to make time to do your writing project. And then time periods assigned to working on your project. So for example, if you're a morning person and you like to get up early, maybe you would start writing an hour earlier every morning. If you know you're not a morning person, then you definitely don't want to do that. Maybe you can plan a trip if you have the freedom to go and spend time, maybe 5 or 6 weeks somewhere remotely or with a family member that you can just quietly write. Whatever works for you and your schedule and your lifestyle and your personality, you have to find some time to write. Also, I encourage everyone to always have some type of writing material, pen, paper, iPad, whatever, that you can put things down as they come to you on every day, no matter what you have going on. And then the next thing is having accountability partner, which I think is very important because no one is successful without the help of someone else. So these are possible candidates that would be with you and to encourage, not there physically, but would encourage you, that you would tell what your goals are and your timelines that you're planning to get this project done, who would encourage you when you feel like I have writer's block, I don't know what to do, I'm afraid of being successful, all those different things. And so you want to put some candidates on here, and we'll narrow that down on the next worksheet. And then the project name, you don't have to give it an actual title for the book right now because that may change anyway by the time you're finished, but just some type of label, maybe the book about India or the novel about how the girl overcame fear, whatever, some type of title, because some authors have multiple project ideas, and that way you can name each one and decide which one you're going to work on right now and focus on that one. And then a preliminary completion date. So books take time to write, and even though you may feel like I have no idea when I'm finished, you want to try to project a date that you can strive for, and that will help you writing your individual goals to get toward that date. That will help your accountability partner to stay on top of it and kind of assess where you are, but you want to have a target to reach for. And then how will I improve my writing skills for this genre? And we'll talk about genres a little bit later in the series, but you know, if you're writing science fiction, if you're writing a novel, if you're writing self-help, you want to learn more about that genre, how to go about writing it, how to approach it, and there's lots of different things you can do to get that done. You can read books on it, you can go to workshops, you can talk to authors who are successful in those genres, but you want to come up with a couple of ways that you're going to try to improve your skills for writing in that genre. And then editing options. Everyone's book needs to be edited. Writing is probably my greatest strength, but I have an editor who edits my work because no one can catch all of their mistakes. So you can consider a friend that you know is a good editor, newspaper, magazine editor, an English teacher. Those are just some ideas, but if you can find a professional editor whose work you've seen in other books and you can afford or negotiate the price, that's probably ideal. You want to look at some work that they've done, but you want to write down some ideas on how you're going to do that. Alright, so that's the end of today's video. The next one we'll go onto the second worksheet, which is called Book Project Planning Worksheet. But let's get that first worksheet done, and if you have any questions, you can follow me on my social media, which will all be at the end and all in the comment section. And then if you like this video and you're ready for the next one, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, happy